So I come for the last clarification right away. That means, what does it mean for you now, enlightenment? And when I heard,
And most of the people confuse enlightenment and liberation. That is the problem of real confusion. If they can classify enlightenment from liberation, it is very easy one. Everybody can get enlightenment, everybody can get liberation. But they mix together and put it in a so that we get a wrong notion, wrong idea about what enlightenment and what liberation. Actually, liberation is our natural state. Nobody can give you liberation, nobody can get liberation, we need not get liberation, nobody can give you liberation. It is our natural state, but it is the highest state. But the enlightenment is only just an understanding. Our understanding must show we have no business to reach liberation. This understanding alone will make you to get liberated state. But we, without knowing that, we are struggling, we are trying to get liberation with the enlightenment. But the enlightenment is just an understanding. Understanding that we cannot do anything, we have no capacity to do anything, because we are having some limited capacity. To understand, to admit our limited capacity is alone is enlightenment. So this enlightenment ends liberation. So when you understand properly, the natural state will operate naturally. We need not go there. It is always going. We need not attain, need not retain. So only thing, we have to give up our struggle. So give up our struggle of effort. So when we do not understand, we struggle, we take effort to get something. But it is not it is not a thing for our attainment. So it is natural. The natural thing cannot be attained, it need not be attained. It is always with us. So only thing with understanding alone is the matter. If you understand properly, everything is over.
So, what do we have to understand?
So we have to understand we are incapable of doing anything. Our mind is having some limited capacity. So our mind cannot go beyond itself. Whenever it tries, it retains itself to a limited area. So when you understand you cannot go further beyond yourself, then you keep yourself silent. So when you keep yourself silent, so the liberation is going on. The liberation, when in the name of liberation, if you try, the very trying, the very effort make us enclose ourselves, and we cannot go further. So we have to dismiss our psychological structure totally, because we understand our incapability. So this is just like surrender. Surrender to God also represent like this. By way of surrender to God, thereby we do not assume any responsibility for ourselves. So in this way of understanding also, we do not assume any responsibility. The end is same. The matter we have to understand, we have no responsibility we should not take any responsibility to correct ourselves, to set right ourselves, to attain anything. So we have no responsibility, we have no capacity. We have to feel our incapability. We have to understand our incapability. So this is the real understanding. If it is the understanding, this understanding alone make you free. So all other understanding make you to do something. So if you have some understanding to do something, it is not real understanding. It will have an idea to have some effort. So it is not correct understanding. So all understanding, when it is good, you have to feel that you are incapable of doing something with regarding to the psychological matter. But the liberation and everything is only psychological. But we have to do every work physically and naturally in the external things, we have many work. We can think, we can have idea, we can have many plans, ideas, concept, everything we can have for the external life and the day-to-day life. But psychologically, the very idea to attain something, the very idea to retain something, achieving something, retaining something, there is a problem. So you have to understand, if understand is okay, everything is okay. Then your mind will not struggle anymore. So when we struggle, when you try, we make our mind as a struggling mind. Otherwise, the total mind becomes a liberated mind. So the liberated mind is our natural state. The liberated mind is that is the mukti, moksha, that is the liberation.
A liberated man means a man which is surrendered to the will of God or will of life, right?
But surrender happens only at the level of understanding. It has no connection with the liberation. Liberation is one thing, surrender is another thing. Surrender, enlightenment is one thing. Surrender, enlightenment is same. There is no difference between surrender and enlightenment. Surrender and understanding, enlightenment, everything is same. That is one level. So but we have only to that level we can work. We can work up to the level of understanding, up to the level of surrender. We have something. But if you understood properly, the other thing will happen naturally. We cannot expect anything in the form of liberation. The liberation is a natural thing. We have nothing to do. There is no business for ourselves to do with the liberation.
So we have to understand that we have nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
And when we understand that, with the heart, with the ears first, maybe, with the mind and with the heart.
You do not go to that level. The intellectual level alone is enough. So all understanding is only in the intellectual level. There is no heart level understanding. There is no foot level understanding. There is no such kind of things. Only intellectual level understanding alone is there. There is no such understanding. All understanding are only in the intellectual level.
So on the intellectual level, we have to understand that we have nothing to do in order to get free, to be out of suffering. Right?
But that means your understanding must tell you we have no business to do anything. If we have the understanding undisturbed by other thoughts and other ideas, this understanding is confirmed. So you have to get the understanding confirmed, and you give consent to your own understanding. Even though it is understanding is within the intellectual level, you have to give consent. You have to feel it is correct. You give okay to that understanding. If you have some other idea, some other people may say you have to do something for our liberation. Then if you take other kind of idea, then you are against your own conscience, own idea, own understanding. So we should not disown our understanding. If you understand, it is okay. But you should not disturb your own understanding. Then the superficial understanding will work.
So enlightenment is a matter of
understanding.
of correct thought?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is only intellectual level. In understanding, enlightenment is only intellectual level. And the liberation alone is the happening. It is beyond the intellect.
But sometimes the body affects the mind. Some hormones imbalance, like you could say illness, mental illness is a physical also.
So anyhow, if you have mental illness, it will disturb the understanding.
Yeah.
If it is okay, it is okay. Everything is okay.
How did it happen, this understanding for you? What happened?
In my case?
Did you hear it from outside? What?
But I have several spiritual experiences and I have some calmness in mind. But in spite of that, when I met with some worldly affairs, I got agitation and tension within me. And I feel even without the help of these spiritual experiences, I cannot face the actual day-to-day situation.
Yeah.
So I feel the incapability of the spiritual experiences.
Yeah. Okay.
So I view the natural happenings of the mind in a different way. So I have to accept whatever happens within our mind. It happens naturally.
It happens naturally.
Naturally. And some some of my friend has also says that, so this is the correct way of accepting this. And I have some glimpse of that.
Okay.
And I verified for myself, and I confirmed that we have no duty psychologically. And with the help of some spiritual practice also, we are struggling within ourselves. So no practice is necessary to deal with ourselves. So simply simply accept what we are is enough.
So you were engaged in spiritual practice, and then you saw that spiritual practice does not deliver the promise.
Yeah.
And then you, in a way, you renounced your effort.
But anyhow, I accept the actual situation, actual problem of myself,
Okay.
without trying to face it through spiritual practices. So with the empty hand, I have to face my psychological problem. So when I accept my problem with the empty hand, the problem solved on its own.
Yeah.
So then only I feel that no practice is necessary to deal with. That's why I am dividing our mind into two parts.
Yes.
So we have to use our mind correctly and perfectly in the external situation,
Yeah.
natural situation.
Uh-huh.
We have to use our mind. But we should not use our mind to correct our mind. So that is the thing. But the first part he is okay,
Yeah.
second part he is not okay. What we have to do, the correct thing. What we have, that our mind, it functions naturally.
Yeah.
And whatever we feel, it is already over. We have some feeling or other thing, some good feeling or bad feeling comes in our mind. But whenever we recognize it is already over. We have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we make use of our impulses and feelings to do with the natural things. So naturally, you can adopt some feeling or expression in our mind to do the natural thing, and we can adopt something in our mind to do the natural thing. But for itself, we have no business. It is already over. When we find out we have some feeling, it is already over.
Right.
But when we adopt something, then it gets a life in the psychological field.
But isn't the correction itself also part of the activity of the mind?
The correction.
Correction is also happening.
But if you have the intention to correct yourself psychologically, then let it happen unconsciously. But don't do it consciously. If you do our conscious work as
Conscious effort.
if you have the concept to correct ourselves psychologically, then we consciously trying to fight within ourselves.
Okay.
It is not necessary.
So you say that all people have this, well, most of the people have this impulse to correct it ourselves. Spiritual or unspiritual, same.
Yeah, same.
So
If anybody is getting agony or sorrow within himself, the natural impulse to be free from sorrow and suffering. That is a natural impulse, natural reaction. There is no wrong.
this natural reaction is like actually the cause of sorrow, adds on the sorrow.
The cause is a different thing. The cause may be happen with regarding many things may be the cause for our agony or suffering.
I mean the cause of what you have sorrow in your life,
Yeah.
and then comes the urge to be free of this sorrow.
Yeah.
So this urge to be free of the sorrow, do you say this is the correction?
This is natural. If it is happens unconsciously, the impulses to correct ourselves happens naturally. It is not wrong. But whatever comes naturally will go away naturally. But if you adopt the impulse to correct ourselves, and if you adopt the impulse consciously and do something to correct ourselves, then we are consciously doing some business. We are consciously doing some fighting.
Adding on the more suffering
More suffering.
on the existing
Oh yeah.
flow.
No, otherwise everything is in the flow. But when we interfere, consciously when we interfere, we are blocking the flow. We are struggling with the flow.
Do you mean to say that the impulse is natural to come, but following the impulse is where the problem arises? Is that it?
Yeah.
Now we should just leave it alone. The impulse comes and the impulse goes, and we just see it coming and going, and leaving it alone.
Yeah.
That's the best.
But
way.
when the impulse comes, it comes unconsciously in the first moment. But afterwards, we take it as a conscious moment.
Yeah.
But we have to be free from the conscious moment. If you let it be in the unconscious moment. In the first moment, all impulses comes as in the unconsciously comes. But in the very next moment, if we are conscious of that, even though we are unconsciously against our feeling, for example, we have some sorrow. Naturally, we have the impulse to free from sorrow. That impulse also comes naturally and unconsciously.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we consciously adopt the second impulse that we have to be free from sorrow. And we consciously give life to the impulse that we have to be free from our sorrow.
By giving it energy.
Yeah. Thereby we giving energy. Thereby we are struggling with our total flowing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no feeling will exist for more than a second. Every feeling will go away. Moment by moment, everything is new. Nothing can stand for more than a moment. So it is a momentary one. All feelings or psychological feelings are momentary. Moment by moment, it must be new. So only because of our interference, we give you a life. We give you a circle.
We're trying to fix all these uncomfortable things, things that we label as uncomfortable, where it's just sensations, basically. Yeah.
But isn't the intention itself to let go of intention is intention in itself?
If we intentionally say let go, it is also another kind of fighting.
The same mind comes in and okay, so now new trick, I let go. And it's the same movement. Same movement.
Natural thing what we have to do, we have to understand we have no business. The very understanding will operate. If you execute your understanding that you should not interfere, we have to keep away from that, we should not fight, then you are executing your understanding, then you are trying in some other way.
In Ramana's words, the thief is
becoming
the policeman.
Police and thief sounding like that.
Yeah. So, what to do?
So you have to understand. Understanding will operate.
There is nothing to do.
We have to understand.
If you are doing, you are coming inside.
Yeah, but even the intention of not doing is also doing. So
you have to answer what to do yourself.
That's Carl's stop line, isn't it? What to do?
yeah, it's like
So whatever comes naturally,
First
you
accept
may
it.
do all your wrong unconsciously. Don't do it consciously. That is the thing. If anything comes unconsciously, that's not so bother. You need not bother about that thing. But don't do it consciously.
the conscious effort.
So in a way, whatever comes, you have something, some emotion, and then the response to correct it, and then maybe another response not to correct it. So just let it all.
So you have some other business except this one. You do not fight with the psychological matter. You throw out the psychological matter and go somewhere else. You have many business in the world. You go somewhere, you neglect the total psychological world. You have some other business. You go on for a walk, you go on for a work, another work, you go on simply forget, simply because you not consciously forget, because you have some, it is a useless. You feel it is a waste of energy, and you do some other work, and you will have some confidence, and you will have some better understanding that your psychological factor will come into your contact to the day-to-day life. The total energy, otherwise you are making your energy to correct your psychologically. Now you withdraw all your energy from the psychological field and make all your energy to the what we are doing naturally. So you can do the natural work.
What is the natural work? Just making a living?
So in the natural, what are we having to have in the natural world? What do you do?
Eating and working.
But for the time being, you have to understand if you neglect the psychological world, what happens here? For if you understood correctly, then you need not, without doing anything in this physical world itself, you can be safe and secure. You need not worry about the controlling of your psychological structure. But if for the time being, you can make use of the day-to-day life without interfering the psychological world. Then only we can have the better understanding. So what is the role of psychological structure and what is our status to interfere with the movement of psychological matter and what we have to do in the natural world. And afterwards you may see, you don't need to do any physical work itself. Even without doing any physical work, you are safe. You can be without the, you are not fighting with yourself psychological, and at the same time you can simply idly also you may sit.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. But in the time being, you have some, it can be treated as a diversion also. But anyhow, it is a good one. Then only you can have the understanding how you have neglected. Even though you neglect the psychological structure, it comes to the help of you to do with everything. Whatever comes in good feeling, bad feeling, whatever comes, let it be, you can make use of that to the external thing. But we have no business to correct itself.
Yeah.
Desire is all, you may have desire, you may have fear, you may have anger, but use it to the external world. Don't try to correct yourself. In itself, it is, you have nothing to do itself. You need not correct anger, you need not correct fear, you need not correct sorrow. But if it's necessary, you can make use of to the external world. But if you do it externally, you have the thing, what is good and what is bad, to that extent, because you are conscious. You are consciously know what is correct and what is wrong. So you use it in the correct manner. As you have anger, you cannot show it anywhere. As you have sorrow, you cannot show it to anywhere. But whatever is necessary, you can show. There you can use your mind, you can intelligence to use our feeling to the external situation. And we have the correct combination of the psychological structure and the physical structure. So we have the correct combination. Psychological, we are innocent, and the external, when we are dealing with the external things, we become intelligent. The intelligent and the innocence, taking hands together.
Is there any benefits to listen to people like you, like spiritual teachers?
But everything is in the preparatory stage. Afterwards, you are the master for yourself. You have to neglect everything. As you neglect the psychological structure, you have to neglect everything. Because for the first shift alone, you have to, our help is necessary to what is correct and what is wrong. So you can make use of our word, make use of the words of any teacher, that you can, then you can work for yourself. You can find out your own way. But we already know how to behave in the world, the external world. We already know. But we do not know how to disregard the psychological world. And if you are able to disregard the psychological world, then we have the better, good combination of the psychological world and the physical world. And it naturally comes to your help. You need not you need not use your mind very hardly. It will naturally come to your help, to the external world. all feeling of your psychological, all psychological feeling will have a help. Everything is having help. Your anger will have help, your fear will have help, your desire will have help. Everything is helpful to the external situation. But in itself, it is not good, it is not bad, it is not good, it is not bad. We have nothing to do with that.
Is this kind of understanding, does it bring a transformation in the mind, or the mind after understanding and before understanding is the same crazy?
Previously you are struggling yourself, and you create your mind as a struggling mind. After your understanding, the total mind becomes a liberated mind. So liberated mind is the highest state. So you are in the highest state naturally. When you are not struggling with you, you have the liberated mind. The liberated mind comes to your help wherever you are.
This understanding, is it something you reach through a process or gradual, or?
So it is immediate. Because you have no business. When you abandon all business, the very moment of you are abandoning everything, the liberation starts. So liberated mind is our natural mind. Only because of our struggling we created the liberated mind we made it, the liberated mind is the struggling mind. Otherwise the liberated mind is our natural state. It is not our creation. It is not an attainment. So only the struggling mind is our creation. Only because of our conscious struggling we made it a struggling one. Otherwise it is a natural one.
But somehow, when I look at many teachers, that they almost all went through some kind of process, some kind of preparation, some kind of...
But in the preparatory stage is okay. But you cannot be always in the preparatory stage. So you have to end the preparatory stage itself. See, preparatory is okay. 1 or 2 years is enough. But more than 2 years is not enough. It is not necessary. If you do not know how to work, you can work for lifelong, and how many times life you can take, you can work and work to putting the foundation work alone. But it is waste of energy, waste of time.
I feel that I like to sit for meditation, and somehow I feel what you are saying is actually what is happening in meditation.
That it is, if you have meditation, you have some effect. You are producing some effect artificially, and with the effect of this meditation, you may have a feeling of liberation. But it exists only for a time being. But it is a created one. It is a maintained one. But if you go away from meditation, you once again have a struggling mind. So if you give up everything, then you need not have to have meditation. You need not induce some you need not create any feeling like this. The natural flow will be always natural. You need not make all the trouble to set you right. But in the preparatory stage, it is okay.
I mean that what I feel that meditation is for me is what you speak about. It's just sitting, and there's no correction whatsoever. Or if there is correction, it's also part of the flow. The correction is part of the flow. And there's just what is, and there's no conscious effort to do anything. So for me, what I feel in meditation is like, it's more what you speak about. It's like coming to this natural, I don't know, ease or whatever is there is there.
For this, you need not sit for meditation itself. That is going on its own. Even though you say like that or do not say like that, it is going like that. Only because our interference alone, we have made it troublesome. Otherwise it is going like that. Everything goes on its own way. You are not responsible for anything. Each and every moment some impulses comes on its own, some thoughts comes on its own, and it is a natural flow. We need not interfere with that. We need not say, I will allow everything to go. It is going naturally. When a river is flowing, you put the hand, go, you may go. When you put the hand, some water is struggling around you. So that is what it is. So you need not put your hand, go, you may go. You need not allow the water to go. So when you put your hand, the very water will circling around your hand.
Still, somehow I feel this sitting for, I don't even call it meditation, it should be just sitting. I understand what you say, but somehow I feel it's supportive to this understanding. This is my inner feeling, that it's not against what you are describing. It's somehow there is this understanding that you talk about, and somehow this sitting is.
But it is related, I feel also. But at the same time, you do it consciously. But we need not do it consciously. It comes naturally. When we do it consciously, it is a different kind of effort within ourselves. So we have to neglect our total psychology. We must feel helpless. With dealing with the psychological structure, we must feel helpless. We have no business. Let it come on its own way. Whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go. We have no business. For somebody goes on the street, is there any business for them to direct them? That is their duty. They go on their own way. We have no business. So whenever you do not have any business, then only the duality ceases. Otherwise, you assume some duality within yourself. Actually, our total mind is a consciousness. And in the consciousness, some waves are forming. We know only the waves. The waves, it is with the help of our intellect, some waves are there. And in the waves, you have one part is the experience and the other part is the experience. But the total is the one wave. One single wave says I am the experiencer and the other thing is the experience. But actually there is no two wave, only one single wave. The single wave says I have to control myself. It is by saying that we are dividing ourselves into two. Otherwise the total mind is only one mind. Actually there is no two mind, only one mind. Only one wave, only one wave at a time. Only one moment at a time. For example, you take the dream. The dream is nothing but a thought in our sleep. We have some thought. The dream is just like a thought. As we have thought in the daytime, we have thought in sleep also. It is also a thought. So whenever you take a single frame of a thought in your dream, there will be duality. I am the doer and I am, for example, you may dream that you are going climbing the mountain or doing some meditation. You are doing the same thing in your dream also. As if you are something and you have some duty in the dream. You meet several persons in the dream. But everything is a single thought. Even though the thought is single, thought is an experience, a single experience. Thought means only one experience means as thought. So in the only experience, the single experience, we have some duality, feeling. So the total, the I am, the subject is also a kind of experience. Everything is a part of experience. There is no subject experience and object experience. So the world is totally one experience. Only because of our struggling to set right the other thing, when we assume some responsibility for ourselves to do a thing. Thereby we artificially create a duality. Otherwise there is no duality at all. A single experience. All experience comes and goes naturally.